Hi all. Today we are going to discuss about the Node.js. First we have to know what is Node.js. Node.js allows you to run JavaScript outside the web server. It also used to create a interaction within the both client and server applications. For example, we can say as a full stack web application. So when it is developed in the sense it is found in 2009. The Ryan Doll created Node.js and used primarily to create a scalable network applications. So now we often use Node.js to build a backend services such as API for application program interface. So we have to know what is Node.js runtime environment. So the Node.js is an open source runtime environment for executing the JavaScript. As you can see, the JS code is connected with the JS engine and the machine code, and it is connected via the Chrome browser and then with an extension C++, which is developed by Randall. So for the backend services, we guys are going to use web applications and mobile app. So it is highly scalable and data intensive for the real-time applications. So we have to know what is special about Node.js. So it is suitable for super high fast scalable backend services, and it is also great for prototyping and agile development, and it is purely based on JavaScript. So what is Node.js? So why we are telling it is an highly scalable? So it is considered as a non-blocking asynchronous one. So it is single-threaded application environment, and it is also, we can say, it is suitable for creating websites and applications which contains less CPU intensive tasks. For example, it is mainly used for e-governance and websites, etc. So the main drawback is due to the single threaded model, so it is not suitable for the CPU intense tasks such as image processing, machine learning and deep learning, etc. So why we are saying it is a non-blocking asynchronous? So as you can see, the single thread is giving a request to that one single one. So as you can see, we can't give the request for multiple threads here. So we have to know how JS works. So first we are going to install Node.js software by using the link. And after that, you guys are going to create a JavaScript program with an extension .js. So for example, here it is mentioned that app.js. And next we are going to execute the JavaScript program using the command node. So as you can see, node app.js. So Node.js is similar to the Java, Python and C++ environments. So example Node.js as it is mentioned here. So here the function is created, let's say hello with the console log as output, hello, and the say hello method is called back. So to execute this, as you can see, the Node.js app is there. It is created as a JS file. So as you can see below the terminal, and to execute this, we guys are going to use Node app.js. So what we have to know, what do you mean by node module system? So in this, the module is a JavaScript file. So it contains the data and functionalities. So it contains several types. So it has built-in modules, the HTTP. The HTTP have the protocol services with the request and response used in creating a server. So FS, as you can see, the file system module, and you have the operating system module, and we can also give the user-defined modules. So for the creating user-defined module, as you can see in the module one, the app.js is there with the constant keyword, and as you can see in the module 2, the test.js is there with the functions returning. So for the built-in modules, as you can see, the file system module, the file system is used for reading and writing the files. So as you hear, first the current file is saved in a directory, and to read the files, as the keyword is given, fs.read file. If it is saved, it will show the file, otherwise it will show the error. So as you can see, the FTTP module in the Node.js. So HTTP module, why we guys are using in Node.js is to transfer the data over the hypertext protocol. So we guys are going to include this with method, as you can see below, the constant HTTP and require HTTP. So the Node.js as a web server. So how we guys are going using this as a web server. So the HTTP module can create a server and listen to the server ports and given responses back to the client. So by how it is going use is like we guys are using the keyword, you create server method and it create an HTTP server as you can see below with an example. So as you can see the server HTTP create server function is given and it is read back. So for the request and response for that object. So the request means user defined parameter and used to read incoming messages and in the HTTP request. As you can see for the access the URL of the HTTP request is res dot write request URL. So for the accessing the request method type post or get, so we guys are using request method. So RES user defined object parameter and used to send the responses from the server and the client. So as you can, if you are sending a response to a response content in an text or a HTML to the client browser, as you can see below, the text is given as a restart, right? With the header tag. So to add an HTTP header, as you can see, the response from the HTTP server is displayed in HTML. So you can include the HTTP header with the correct content type. As you can see, the response right head, so size and the content type is mentioned with the text. So to display the output of an HTML file using the HTTP response object. So as you can see, the response object can be used to send HTML page content response to the HTTP response. It is received as an HTTP request and it is responded as an HTTP response. As you can see, the constant fs equal to request. So the fs dot create a read stream. As you can see, it is reading out that HTML file and it is create a response. So here it is an example for this. So for the app.js that as you can see the app.js is given within HTTP format and the signup module is given in HTML and it is the local host we can see as it is stored in the name and the email. So for reading the HTML form data and displaying, as you can see after that here the example is given as a John and John at email.com, and if you are signing up it is showing as you can see username with the user email. So to create a sign up page, the signup.html, here is an example is given here. So it has a metadata, form actions, and with that data. And here we can see the app.js. So as you can see that create the server has a request and response. If a request is given, it will be saved in that. Saved in the app.js in the website. So, as you can see, it is requested and it is saved as a response here. So the request on method. So when receiving and post or get request, the body data can be accessed via the request object through the readable stream. So here we can grab the data right out of the stream, listening into the stream's data and in this event. So the data and end event are handled by the request on method. So as you can see the keyword request on, here it is handled particular username and user mail ID as it is given as an example here. So for the Node.js file handling as a file system and allows you to work with the file system on your computer. So this includes the file system module and using the require method. As you can see the variable fs require fs. So to create a file system, common file system, we can create the file, read the files, write the files, update, delete, and rename the files. So for the file handling, we guys are first creating a new file, fs open with the file name, mode, and callback. And it is create a new file with the reading, writing, and appending formats. So as you can see, the tag is given below, and in the terminal it is running out there and creating a new text file.